Flameo Hotman, we finally got our first official reveal and look at Netflix live-action Avatar The Last Airbender at Tudum just this afternoon. It was exciting, but if I'm being honest, a little bit underwhelming. In my opinion, the best part was the little intro teaser that they dropped. But what we'll do is we'll walk through everything that was shared because there were a few leaks plus a few first looks of what the characters look like in costume. And let me know in the comments what you thought about this reveal and also anything else you might have noticed that I've missed. First things first, let's talk about the release date. It was confirmed to be arriving in 2024, so this is the first time we've got official confirmation of the year that it's being released in. Unfortunately, no month or season was confirmed, so we don't know when exactly yet, we just know it's going to be in 2024. Avatar The Last Airbender kicked off with a little teaser which obviously you can see here, shows the elements with the logos and a little background music. And I think those are the updated logos from Avatar Studios, which they released not so long ago, but feel free to correct me if I'm wrong on that. I got really strong Mortal Kombat vibes from this, I don't know why, it just felt like the opening sequence of Mortal Kombat. And I wonder if they shared this intro because this is what the intro for each episode of Netflix live action Avatar is going to be instead of the original format. Personally, I think that would be a bit of a shame because I was excited by the idea of a live action version of the original intro. But this is just me guessing though, so it could still happen, and maybe this really is just a little teaser. Next up, we got some insights from the actors themselves. So Team Avatar took to the stage and they talked about their favourite things from the series. Katara actress Kyo Teo went first, and she probably leaked the most out of any of them. She said she's only seen one fully edited scene and that the bending and special effects in it looked amazing. So that gives us some hope because she's one of the few people that have actually seen what the bending looks like. She also said her favourite episode was episode 5. Now she didn't leak too much about the episode itself, but she said she was excited by it when she first saw it and that it provided some different perspectives on the situations for the characters. And that makes me think the episode 5 could be maybe the Jet episode because that's quite a big Katara episode and it's also one that shows different perspectives for different characters. So I do wonder if episode 5 is that Jet episode. Sokka actor Ian Owsley was up next and he talked a bit around Sokka. Of course he confirmed the trusty boomerang is going to be there. Ian also confirmed that the episode with the mechanist is happening, so it sounds like there's definitely going to be an episode there based on what Ian Owsley just said. It then went on to Dallas Liu, who plays Zuko, and he talked about all the time he got to spend on set with Uncle Iroh. And he actually said most of his time filming was with Uncle Iroh, which I guess you would expect for Zuko in season 1, but it does give us a bit of an idea of that story still playing out similar to the original animation. He also mentioned that Daniel Day Kim makes a really great imposing Fire Lord Ozai, which again, I love to hear that. One other thing that you might not have picked on, which I picked up on, is the way he said Daniel Day Kim when he appeared for his scenes. It makes me think that Fire Lord Ozai maybe isn't in too many scenes, and maybe Daniel only filmed a couple of scenes for season 1, which again I guess makes sense for season 1 if they're trying to stick relatively close to the original animation, because Ozai really wasn't in it much at all. After this, Aang finally got a chance to speak. Of course, Gordon Cormier is the one playing Aang, and he said something kind of generic which we've heard already around the live action show essentially bringing everything we love about the original series to life, which is almost word for word what we've heard before, which makes me think someone probably told him to say that, but that's okay. After this, we finally got a first look at the series, unfortunately not through a trailer or any kind of video teaser, but they did show us some cool images of how the characters look like in costume. The first one we saw was Zuko. He's got his trademark scar, you can see, his ponytail hair just like the original season 1 as well. And the only thing I felt was really different was the costume. Although at the same time, I guess it's more just a realistic version of what Zuko wore in season 1 of the animated series. This just feels a bit more real, I guess. The next first look we got was for Sokka. I feel like Sokka perhaps is the most different looking, particularly costume wise. And maybe you can compare that to Katara and Aang in just a second and see what you think. We do get a little glimpse of the Southern Water Tribe behind him, or at least that's what I believe it is. Perhaps the front defense is there behind him, which is actually something we didn't really see properly in the original animation, which makes me think the Southern Water Tribe is maybe going to be a little bit more built up, or at least defensible compared to the original animation. The final thing I thought I'd pick out is the boomerang. If you look at the bottom right, you can see there it looks like Sokka's got his boomerang there attached. It looks a little sharper and more deadly than it did in the animation, but I guess that kind of makes sense because this is a live action. They kind of want it to look a little bit more imposing and something that rivals a sword or a lethal weapon a little bit more closely. The next image we got to see was for Katara. The clothing has definitely similar vibes to what she was wearing in episode 1 of the original animation, albeit this feels a little bit darker blue and maybe a little bit more modern compared to what we saw in the original animation. She's got her hair loopies though. I'm really happy to see that. Although I'm a little bit disappointed they haven't gone with the blue eyes. I guess I can understand because maybe they want to keep it a little bit more authentic. Plus maybe they felt actors having to wear blue contacts for the whole filming of the series was just going to be a little bit too annoying. We get to see her doing a little bit of water bending here as well. Nothing too amazing, so we can't really tell from this how the bending and effects are going to look, but she's got some form there. You can see her forming a little ball. It's season 1, so she's still learning what to do, but based on what we can see, I like how it looks. The final little first look image we got to see was for Aang. You can see here his costume looks quite different. It actually resembles something closer to the end of the series in season 3. The general aesthetics of what he was wearing at the end of season 3, it just feels like that's closer to what he's wearing here in this image. You'll notice his staff there as well. I think it looks good. I think that's a fairly close match to the original animation, and it looks like it will definitely expand into his glider, so they're definitely keeping that piece of lore in the live action series as well. You can also see behind him what looks like it's the Southern Water Tribe, and just the setting of this posed photo makes me think maybe this is the setting of the scene where Zuko comes to the Southern Water Tribe, and that's where Aang comes to defend the villagers. Of course, you'll notice the bending arrow on his head as well. It looks like more of a real tattoo to me, rather than something that's just been painted on. It'll be interesting to see when he goes into the avatar state, how does that light up and how's that going to look? I'm really keen to see that. But for now, I think it looks pretty good. I like his bending form as well. It feels like he's just getting into the position that we imagine him in the original animation. So it looks like they've really tried to recreate those bending forms as well, which could be really good. We'll have to wait until we can see more, because this is pretty much all that was revealed. But hey, at least we got to see something about the series. It's now definitely confirmed for 2024. For now though, don't forget to like and subscribe to stay up to date with all things Avatar: The Last Airbender, and thank you for watching. I'll catch you later.